Hello, everyone. Welcome to my talk. And today we're talking about my book, Your Money or Your Life. And it's chapter 3, being conscious of what you're spending. So in chapter 2, we're gonna be tracking everything to the penny of what we spend. So in this chapter 3, you are going to grab all that information from last month or a whole month of tracking your money, and then you're going to put it into like a tabulation. Yeah, a tabulation where you identify what, like different categories, like for clothing. There's the clothing that you use for work, the clothing that you use to exercise, the clothing that you use for entertainment, to go out, the clothing that you use to just vegetate and watch TV. So there's also let's see, I have, well, you know what, that's towards the end, because first I want to talk to you about, well, it's all chapter 3, right? But they were comparing, the book compares the budgeting, which is what a lot of people do to try to see where their money's going. So they do a budget, which a budget is compared in the book to dieting, because so I'm gonna be in a budget, so now I'm not gonna go out, I'm not gonna buy stuff, I'm not gonna go to the movies, I'm not gonna all the fun stuff. Where in dieting is the same thing, because you want to lose weight, so you're gonna stop eating like all the things you enjoy, and drinking things you like to drink, and all that good stuff. But there is a point on both budgeting and dieting where you get tired, or you see other people having something, so you say, what the heck. So you start having it, and then once you have it, it's like, well, I already did it, so now I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. So then it goes, and then you're back in the hole, or you're back gaining weight, and then you start, oh my God, okay, I need to budget again, and that's when you stop doing things again, or stop eating things again, and that doesn't last very long. And so the book is helping us not be in a budget, but to be conscious about what you're spending your money on, or what you're eating while you're eating it. And I wrote a couple of things down where, and this is all them. Here, I'll grab my notebook. But they're talking about like the diet, how budgeting is compared to dieting, and I thought it like hit it right on the dot. So it says that there's 4 like steps. Eat when you are, yeah, for when, so you won't have to diet, which is eat when you are hungry, eat exactly what your body wants, eat each bite consciously, stop when your body has had enough. And so it's the same thing with money, buy when there's a need to buy something, and buy exactly what it is that you need. Don't go, like, for example, when we go to like even the grocery store because we forgot the sugar, and we come back with a whole cart full of stuff that we didn't need, but we were there, so might as well, right? And eat each bite consciously, so when you buy something, buy it and know what it's for, not just the gazangas pin, right? And stop when it's enough. If you don't need what you're gonna buy, then just put it back. Don't buy it. It's clutter, right? That's another chapter that we spoke about. But so my word of the day for this chapter 3 book is, of course, it's being conscious is the name of the chapter. And so conscious means you become aware of what you are thinking and feeling when you are eating or buying. And there's two important aspects to this. The first one is you need to identify and follow internal signals, not external or habitual desires. So, like you have a habit, like, oh my God, I'm doing, because I'm doing the 3-day refresh. Today is my last day, but I always make lunch for my kids. So I'm working and I have lunch after their lunch because, it takes me a while to just go and prepare them something. But as I am, put this down, as I am making their lunch, I cut little pieces, or if I cut too much, and I'll slice and then I'll put it in my mouth. Or they're eating Cheez-Its, and my reaction is to just go and grab a handful. And I'm thinking that's unconsciously, because I supposedly I'm and following Beachbody and the portion fix, right? No, portion control. So of course I do eat, when I'm hungry, what I need, no more. I eat everything I want. I could eat a cookie, but don't eat, the whole pack of cookies, just eat, Anyway, so I unconsciously I don't count my handful of Cheez-Its, and I don't count the pieces of cheese that I put in my mouth, or of ham, or everything. But because I'm doing the 3-day refresh and I can't do protein or milk, so no cheese, no meat, and that's always part of our diet. And so as I'm doing it for the girls, I'm like, oh my, like today I did Hawaiian bread sandwiches for them with cheese and ham and all that good stuff. Well, as I was walking towards the pantry to grab the Hawaiian bread, I just knew that I was gonna grab a bread, and I couldn't wait. My mouth was salivating because I was gonna put it in my mouth. And then that was unconsciously. And then, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I can't even do that because I am doing the 3-day refresh and I cannot eat that bread. And that was like, oh my God. And I had just been writing my notes yesterday for this thing. And I thought, oh my God, I do a lot of things unconsciously, especially eating, right? It just happens, and I don't count it because it's not a whole dinner plate. It's just a little bit of Cheez-Its or a little corner of cheese, or but that's all unconscious. So the book is, of course, talking about money, but it happens with money too. It's like all these things you do unconsciously, and it's telling you to get a hold of this, write everything down, and be conscious when you go to the store of the things you're spending your money on, your life energy, because that is the money, your life energy. You trade your life energy for the money that they're paying you. We learned that in the other chapter, right? Okay, so there is my word, conscious. Conscious is be conscious with both what you eat and what you buy, where you're spending your money at. So, you're gonna be identifying what you need as opposed to what you want. What represents enough for you will be what represents enough for you will be confronting the truth about the choices you've been making. Oh, and this is because there's a little budget thingy that I'm going to show you in a minute, but let me just, it's a monthly tabulation. So I have been tracking everything, so I have almost all of February. So I read chapter 3, but I haven't done the work because I just finished reading it, and I have to tabulate. I'm gonna have to do everything I tracked this whole month of February. I tracked. I have my ledger. I have what I did, why I did it, and all that good stuff. It is fun, and this says that this tabulating is gonna be more fun because you're actually putting it in little, like for example, transportation. You're gonna do like the oil change, if you change the tires, how many times you put gas, da 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 da, right? So let me just read this because if I wrote it, that means I thought it was interesting. So monthly tabulation. After a month of tracking, which is what I just told you, after a month of tracking your money from step 2, you will have enough information to start tabulating spending categories that reflect the uniqueness of your life. So, for example, food, clothing, transportation, and this process is gonna bring you self-discovery. So you're gonna see, and in the book, of course, I'm not gonna tell you everything I read in the chapter, but if you want to read it, Your Money or Your Life. But it has like different stories of people that did, like this gentleman, he didn't know where his money was going, and then he started writing down, and he was a compulsive shoe buyer. Like he had shoes for golf, for running, for exercising, for going out, for just everything. But then he realized that he only really used like 2 shoes, the shoes he took to work, and then the shoes he used at work for, just being home, relax. So he had a bunch of all these other shoes that he was been spending money on, and he rarely wore them. Or, they talk about RVs, and how you have them, and are they really worth it? Because most of the time you have them like sitting, on the side of your house, or maybe even renting to put them away, and you only use them like a couple times a year, and that's a waste of money, which I really want one, and I would want to use it if I have one, but that's in my bucket list, an RV. But what else did they have? Oh, this gentleman that was also, he was budgeting, and cookies. Like he would buy cookies, and he was spending more on buying a cookie every day than like what he was spending in proteins or healthy stuff, vitamins. But it's really cool when you're reading it. But anyway, I'm gonna grab the phone, and I'm gonna show you the tabulation form that they have here, and I'm gonna make one this in March, and see what what I find. But let me show you right now. Okay, so that is the form, and if you could see, it has food, shelter, utilities, clothing, health, recreation, transportation, and then income. So it has for food, it's what you eat at home, what you eat outside, and for entertainment, shelter, principal, interest, hotels, when you go out, utilities, electricity, phone, gas, clothing, necessary, work, and special occasion clothing, healthy, prescription drugs, non-prescription drugs, doctor, recreational drugs, shows, hobbies, booze, transportation, gas, oil, maintenance, public transportation, tolls, parking, and then income, your paycheck, bonus, tips, interest, loans, and then it has a little, it has um, total dollars for each, and then over here it has it's total income for the month, total spent this month, and total saved this month. So A minus B is what you saved. And so we'll be working on that in March, and I will tell you how that goes. But I think it's going to be pretty fun and interesting because it says that, I don't know if I wrote it, but yeah, a self-discovery. So you're gonna find your lifestyle and the things you do all the time, what you really spend your money on, and I think it will be fun. So if you like this talk and you think it's interesting, make sure to subscribe and give me a little thumbs up. That will help me out very, very much. Also, just you could come back here next Thursday because I will be talking about chapter 4. We're almost halfway done. See you then.